In this video, we will see how to take screenshots in GDevelop 5. So, in GDevelop 5, we have a very convenient function for taking a screenshot, and that function is this one. Let me show you. It is this take screenshot, but only this much is not enough because what happens is that if you only use that function, it will save the screenshots, but you also have to supply it different file names every time, otherwise it will override the same file. And also when you close your game and then again open it, it will again override that file even if you have supplied it different file names. So how do we you know tackle this problem in GDevelop 5? It's very simple. I have written the code to do that. Let me first show you what this code is doing. So GDevelop will store screenshots. I mean, there is a facility in GDevelop to store the screenshots in your system's pictures folder. So it will only work on Windows, Linux and Mac OS. It will not work on Android, this solution. So if you're looking for Android, this is not going to work, but for Windows, Linux and Mac OS, this will work. So in my computer, I have a pictures folder, right? And right now you can see I don't have any gdevelop folder, any folder to save gdevelop 5 pictures, or I don't have any screenshot for my game, right? In my pictures folder, my PC and pictures folder, this is the default pictures folder in my system, so I will save my screenshots there. Now you saw there is nothing here, no folders are here, no pictures are here, but now I will show you what this game does, what this code does. I will play it. So I have this little platform character, and now I will press the button P to take screenshot. I have pressed it. Now let's see if something has changed in my file system. So in my file system I will refresh, and you can see that I have a gdevelop screenshots, and when you open it I will see a screenshot of my game. Let me open the screenshot. So you can see that this is the screenshot, right? So that's how you can store screenshots, and this is only one. Let me take another screenshot. Let me take another screenshot from other place, and you see I have a new screenshot, right? 01. And if I take another screenshot, maybe I will go here and press P, and maybe I will go here and press P. Then you can see I have two more different screenshots, right? So that's what we are going to do in this video. We will generate a folder also, and inside the folder we will save our screenshots. But before that, now you can see that I have closed my game, right? And now let me run my game again and see if it overwrites the screenshots or not. So I will now take another screenshot somewhere else, maybe at the very corner, because right now I have not taken any screenshot at the very corner, so that will help it differentiate it. Now I will press P. So I pressed P, and as you can see I have an extra screenshot. So my game did not overwrite my old screenshots, and I now have an extra one. And no matter how many times you do it, it will simply keep filling your screen with more and more screenshots. And you can close it and continue it, and it will start from 5. So far we have come till 4. Next time when you take a screenshot, it will write the name 5 and then 6 and then 7 and then 8. So how do we do such a thing? First let us discuss what my setup is. I have a new scene, right? In my scene I have a background which is a simple sprite. I have a character. This character is a simple sprite, but I also have a platform behavior platformer object, which is a platform character, right? That's all. This is a tiled wall, and this wall is this one, and this one, and this wall is a tiled sprite, right? I have created the sprite in scale, but in the behavior it has a platform behavior. You can see behavior platform. The next one is tiled platform. This is a platform, this one, and this is also a tiled sprite, and I have created the sprite in Piskel, but it has a behavior platform, right? These things have nothing to do with the screenshot system, but I am just telling you to show you, to tell you how I have implemented the movement system, right? Because movement is necessary to differentiate different screenshots, right? So this is my first setup. You can do that setup also, but the next step is very important. Go to your project manager. In game settings, go to global variables. You can see I have a global variable screenshot file name, and it is set to 0. It is an integer type variable, and this is the second step. Now there is a third step also. Go to scenes, new scene, and click these three dots, edit scene variables, and you can see that I have a variable screenshot index, and it is also set to 0. So these three steps are important. The first step is not very important, but the next two steps are very important. So now let us see the code. You can see that I have a lot of code here. So let's first understand what it is doing. So in the first event, I have a condition P key is released. So this event will run only when my P key is released. What will this event do? It will do these things, and in this order. So first it will do load storage. What is a storage? A storage is simply a file in your in your storage, in your file system, and I think you know you can find the storage system here. Go to storage and click load a storage in memory, and you will find this screen, and you can type the name of your storage. I have typed screenshot index. You can type anything. So I will load a storage screenshot index, and next what I will do, read index from storage. So in storage you can click here, read a value, and you will find this screen. So what does this screen have? It has a storage name. This storage name is the same storage name which you just loaded, right? So this name should be the same name of the same storage which you just loaded. And this is a group. I have called it index. You can call it anything, but remember what we have called it because it is important. I have called it index. What I am doing is I am reading the value index from screenshot index file, right, and putting it in my scene variable screenshot index. So you saw that I had a scene variable called screenshot index, and that's where I am storing the value index. So I hope you can understand. We are loading a file from from the memory. I mean from the storage into the memory. Memory means RAM, and that file has an index called index. Let's just say that file has a smaller file which is called index, and I am loading that the value inside the smaller file called index into my screenshot index variable over here, right? So that's what's happening. Basically this is a save and load system. These two lines are used to load a value from the storage, right? So what is the third line doing? third line is change the global variable screenshot file name set to variable screenshot index. So when you go here in variables, global variables, you will find value of a global variable. And when you click here, you will find this screen. So you have to put the name of the global variable. I have put my screenshot file name global variable, which we saw that we had created in the global variable section, and I will assign the value screenshot index to my global variable screenshot file name. This screenshot index is the scene variable where I have stored the data which I loaded from the memory, right? So that data which I am loading from the memory is nothing but a number. You can see here in my screenshots this number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am simply storing this number in my storage, right, in my computer. And whenever my game will resume and whenever I will press the P key, it will load this number from the memory and it will simply take a screenshot and I add 1 to that number and again save it in the memory, right? So that's what we are doing. So far in these 3 lines we have simply loaded a number from the memory, I mean from the storage into the memory. We have loaded one number. Now what is happening here? Notice that these two are sub events of this event, right? You can create sub event by this button. It is grayed out right now, but here it is, sub event. So these two are sub event. When you press this, when this event is true, then only these two will run. So what is this event doing? It is checking the global variable screenshot file name is equal to 0. Is it true? Well, it will be true the very first time in the game, right? When you have downloaded the game freshly and you run it first time in your computer, then you will not have this storage, you will not have this file in the memory because you have not saved it. Never. You have just started the game has not saved this file in the memory, so you will not have this file. So these two lines will not run. If this file is not present in the memory, these two lines are useless because when the file is not there, what will you read from it? How will you load it? So these two lines will not run. Only the third line will run. And what is the third line doing? It is assigning your scene variable screenshot index into your global variable screenshot file name. And what is the default value of our scene variable? It is 0. So what happens the very first time you run the game is that the value 0 gets assigned to your screenshot file name. So when you run the game for the first time, this condition will become true. What is this checking? Screenshot file name is equal to 0. Yes, first time when you run the game, this condition will be true, as we just saw. So this action will run. What is this action doing? Create directory file system pictures path plus file system path delimiter plus gdevelop screenshots. Let us open it. And now when you go all the way to file system, and inside file system when you go to Windows, Linux, Mac OS, you will find this option. When you click this option, you will find this screen. So what does it do? I have typed, it will simply create a new directory. You saw in my pictures folder, I did not have any directory gdevelop screenshots, but I created that directory using this option, right? Yeah. Okay. What is this file system pictures path function? What is this? This is actually a function which returns the default pictures path for a system, and by a system I mean it should either be Windows or Linux or Mac OS. It will not work for Android and iOS, so keep that in mind. This function returns the default pictures path of your system. What is this? File system colon colon path delimiter function. This is simply the path delimiter. You know, the slash which you see in your computer path, that slash is the is given by this. What is this doing? It is simply taking the default pictures path, adding a delimiter to it, and then it is adding the name of the folder. This is the name of the folder which I want to create. So you can put any other name. You can put the name of your game and screenshots. So that way the player will know that, oh, this folder belongs to this game. You know, that will be better. I have written gdevelop, but you should write the name of your game here. So that's what this function is doing, creating a new directory. But it is doing so only first time. When you run the game for the first time, then only it will create a directory. Okay. Now, what is this third event doing? It does not have any condition. So, every time you press the P key, every time you release the P key, this will work. This function will run. While this function will only run, this event will only run for the first time. But for the first time and rest of the times, this will run. This. What is happening here? Take a screenshot and save at this location. Let us look into it. So when you go all the way to screenshot option and you click on take screenshot option, you will see something like this. This is screen. This will be blank. Right? This will be blank. But in my case, I have written something. So what have I written? I have written a save path. The path where I want to save my screenshot. So the save path should be an absolute path. I read in the gdevelop forums and they say that for the screenshot option you have to supply an absolute path. Relative paths will not work. So keep that in mind. If you want to store your screenshots in your game folder, it will not work unless you give the absolute path. So absolute path looks like this. I mean, in Windows it looks like C colon slash and then user slash username, something like this. That's what we are doing here. We are supplying an absolute path, but our absolute path is not dependent on Windows only. We have written file system pictures path, which will give the picture default pictures path for any system among the three systems Windows, Linux and Mac OS. So file system double colon pictures path function plus file system double colon path delimiter function. This will give the pictures path and this will add a slash and plus my folder name. This folder name should be the same folder name which you have created, right? That's important. And then again another slash file system double colon path delimiter function which gives a slash plus global variable string screenshot file name. This is the same number which we stored in the storage. You know that 0, 1, 2, 3, that number, this number 4 or 1. You know, this is that number because we are fetching the number from the storage and putting it in our global variable, and here we are simply supplying that global variable for our screenshot function, so that the screenshot is made using the value of this global variable, right? Right. And after taking a screenshot, we are simply adding 1 to the global variable. If you go to variables, then go to global variables, and then you can choose value of a global variable option, and you will see something like this. Variable name is screenshot file name. I want to add, you can do many operations, but I want to add, and I want to add 1. So that way my variable value will increase by 1 every time I take a screenshot, right? After adding 1, I will now simply save that 1 in the storage. So far we did not save the storage. When you start the game for the first time, you will have no storage, right? because you have not saved anything when you start the game for the first time, right? But here we are now saving it. So the second time when you take a screenshot, these two lines will work, because now you have this storage, this file in your storage. So to save this, we will run these two lines. This one line, the last line is to close the storage. So this one line will simply write the value of our global variable screenshot file name in index of storage screenshot index. So this index, let me open it. When you go to storage and click on write a value, you will see something like this. My storage name is screenshot index. This is the same name which you have to load. So you should be careful to keep the name same. And this is the group name which is index. You can call it anything, but you have to remember what we have called it. And what will I store here? Which value will I store in this index present in this file? I will store my global variable screenshot file name, right? So this statement will simply save my screenshot file name, the value in the screenshot file name, into the storage of my computer. And the last line is simply close structured data. You should close the data to keep it safe. It may be a security risk, or it may take up resources of the system which you want to release. So it is a good practice to store it, to close it. Loading and closing, right? We are loading at the beginning and we are closing at the end. Close, how do we find this function? Go all the way to storage and click on close the storage, and then you can type the name of your storage. My name is screenshot index, so I will write this, and that's it. The storage has been closed, right? So this is the whole process of taking screenshots in a manner in which they do not get overwritten, right? Now I will again run the game and take some screenshots. Let me see where I have taken them already, so I can go to a different location. Okay, now I will go all the way to left and I will press P. You can see I have a number 5 screenshot. Okay, I will now do it like this so that you can see. If I jump, you can see that my character is coming here. Now I will take a screenshot while jumping. So you can see a file was generated and its name is 6. So yeah, and even if you close the game, it will stay there. If you open the game again, it will start writing from number 7. And now I will write number 7. I pressed P and let's see, I have a number 7. So it will keep increasing forever. As much as you want to write, you can write, so yeah, that's how you can take screenshot. I will put this project on GitHub, and you can copy this code in your own game freely for any purpose and use it to take screenshot. Let me comment it properly so that it is easy for you to simply grab the code and paste it in your game. Screenshot taking code starts, and here screenshot taking code ends. So simply do this. Simply open the project and click here and shift click here and shift click here, shift click here and shift click here, and right click and copy, and then you can close the project and open your project and simply paste the actions in your project. If you right click on an empty space, you will not see any options. So to paste, you actually have to add an empty event, and then click on that empty event and then right click and then paste, right? So that's how you can bring the paste option, otherwise it does not come. So that's the process. So yeah, I will put this file on GitHub and you can download it. If you are having problem, that is, if you don't have problem, that is okay. I have some extra actions here. Yeah, if you don't have any problem, then it is okay. If you have some problem, then you can simply go to GitHub, download the project, and paste the actions there, right? I hope this video helped you, and if you have any questions, you can write in the comment. Thank you for watching.